Today I'm going to discuss the UML diagram used in Java programming. The UML diagram is used to illustrate inheritance. It shows a hierarchical relationship between objects. It will also show the has a and is a relationships. Right here is a UML for an animal class that I drew up. At the very top of our UML is going to be the object class. The object class is a part of java.lang package. We do not have to import the object class because it is a part of that package that we already have. So our UML is going to start out with the animal class. When we think about the animal class, we want to think about the states, which are the characteristics or variables, and the behaviors, which are going to be the methods of an animal class. When you're thinking about your states and behaviors, you want to think about what are the most common characteristics of my class and what is the most common behaviors of my class. So for our animal class, my students and I came up with a few states. We said that most animals have legs. Most animals have eyes. Most animals have a mouth. Most animals have ears, and most animals have a coat. When you think about behaviors, we said that most animals eat, most sleep, most run, most speak, and most reproduce. All of these states and behaviors will be inherited by the subclasses. So looking at our next level, we decided on two animals, a dog class and a cat class. Now the dog is going to inherit legs, eyes, mouth, ears, coat, eat, sleep, run, speak, and reproduce from the animal class. We did decide, though, that a dog is going to speak a little bit different than just a general animal. So we're going to override the speak class with a bark class. Our second class or subclass is the cat. And we looked at all of the states and behaviors that a cat is going to inherit. Legs, eyes, mouth, ears, coat. We said, yeah, that was all good. We looked at the behaviors, eat, sleep, run, speak, reproduce. Yep, a cat does all that. But a cat speaks a little different than just an animal. A cat would meow. So we're going to override the speak method with a meow method. And then we also added an additional method to the cat class because a cat purrs, where most animals don't purr, which is why we don't have purr up in the animal object. Our third level is when we are going to look at specific animals that will inherit from dog and specific animals that will inherit from cat. So under dog, you're going to see that I've got two dogs. I've got Petey and Buffy. Let me introduce you to Petey. This is Petey. So Petey was my dog when I was growing up. She came to us when I was about 2, and her real name was Princess, but the 2-year-old Mrs. Rush couldn't say Princess, so she became known as Petey. If you've ever had a German Shepherd before, you know that they're very protective dogs. And I'll share a little story with you. I grew up in rural Michigan. And one time, my mom had the 3 of us girls out in the front yard, and my youngest sister, Terry, she was still in diapers. My mom had us out in the front yard, and Petey was out in the front yard, and my mom had to go into the house for something. So she left the dog in charge. Okay. Remember, German Shepherds are very, very protective. And as far as Petey was concerned, my sisters and myself were just like her pups, like if she had birthed us herself. So Mom leaves the dog in charge of us, and she goes into the house. Well, the neighbor lady came across the street because she saw us kids out there all by ourselves, and she went to pick up my sister Terry, and Petey bit her because you do not mess with Petey's pups. So very, very protective. The other dog that I had growing up is Buffy. We're not sure what breed Buffy is. We know she is 100% mutt, but I think there's a lot of poodle in Buffy. So we're going to go with it, okay? Buffy is not protective. Buffy would sell us out so quick, but what Buffy is she's a very lovable dog. All right, so those are my 2 dogs. Buffy, Petey, and back to our UML. So now let's look at Petey. Petey is going to inherit everything from the animal class and everything from the dog class. So Petey is going to inherit legs, eyes, mouth, ears, coat. Petey's also going to inherit eat, sleep, run, reproduce, and she's going to inherit the overwritten speak method called bark. But now we want to look at this. So all the states were good except coat. Now that we know that Petey is a German Shepherd, we can actually be a little bit more defined with the coat. Petey, as a German Shepherd, has hair. Hair falls out. So we're going to override the coat variable or coat state with a hair state. And then German Shepherd, as I said, is very protective. So we're going to add a protective state to Petey. Looking at the behaviors, because Petey inherited everything from animals as far as behavior, and she inherits the bark, we wanted to define Petey's bark a little bit because a German Shepherd has a very deep bark. Petey would be like, woof! Okay, so we're going to give her a deep bark. Going over to Buffy, Buffy's going to get all the animal states, all the animal behaviors, including the overwritten speak method for bark. Well, Buffy, on her coat, has fur. A dog with fur has to go be trimmed or shaved, so we're going to override coat with fur, and then we're going to give Buffy an additional state, which is affectionate, because she's very loving. Now, on the behaviors, Buffy gets everything the animal has, plus she gets the overwritten bark, but Buffy's bark as a poodle is very distinctive. It's going to be a little bit more high-pitched, so it's going to be more like woof, woof, woof type of bark. Okay, so we're going to actually override the bark method with a high-pitched bark. All right, let's move over to cats. Okay, and let me introduce you to two cats. This is Mally. Mally is a boy cat, Mally is a tuxedo cat, and he's a relatively small cat. And this is Cookie. Cookie is known as a tortoise shell cat, and she's very, very fat, and she likes to eat all the time. Like, she will finish out her bowl and look at you and start crying, going, okay, it's empty, you need to refill it. Okay, so those are my two cats. Go back to my UML. So now let's look at Mally and Cookie. Mally is going to inherit everything that an animal has: legs, eyes, mouth, ears, coat, eat, sleep, run, speak, and reproduce. And he's going to inherit the overwritten speak method, which is meow, and he inherits purr. So looking at the coat state, we decided we could redefine coat a little bit more specific for Mally, and we're going to redefine it to tuxedo, since that's his actual breed, but his coat looks like a tuxedo. That's where they get tuxedo. And then for Cookie, Cookie's going to get all of the states: legs, eyes, mouth, ears, coat, all the behaviors: eat, sleep, run, speak, and reproduce. She gets the overwritten speak method of meow, and she gets purr. But we also decided that we could override the coat state with a tortoiseshell, being a little bit more specific. So now that we've defined what everybody's inheriting, let's talk about the is a and has a methods. I'm sorry, not method. Oh yeah, they would be, no, I don't think they're methods. Relationships, that's a better word. Okay, sorry about that. So you notice that the arrows point up. So let's look at Mally. Mally is a cat. That's the relationship. Mally is inheriting from cat. Mally is a cat. Cat is a animal. Okay, that's why the arrows point up. It is not right to say an animal is a cat, because that's not true. So it goes the other direction. Buffy is a dog. Dog is an animal. Petey is a dog. Petey is a animal. Okay, because it's going right up sort of that chain hierarchy. Now, has a. Has a are your states and your behaviors. We'll do dog. Dog has a legs. Dog has a ears. Dog has a mouth. Dog has a coat. Dog has a eat method. Dog has a sleep method. Go over to cat. Cat has a purr method. Cat has a meow method. Cat has ears. Cat has a coat. Cat has a mouth. So that will demonstrate for you just that is a type of object, and has a is going to be your states, which are your characteristics or variables, and the has a behavior, which is going to be your methods. Now you're all ready to create your own UML chart to show your relationship of your objects.